and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Egbele and I'm a breast cancer survivor. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my interview on my journey with breast cancer. So please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. Leave me a question as well. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, this program is the Medley Show, and my name is Cecil Egbele. For those of you just watching for the first time, week after week, we get to discuss different topics that has to do with you. You are an important part of this program, so that's why the program is the Medley Show, where anything and everything can be discussed. Today on the program, it's going to be quite different. It's going to be quite unique. We'll try to check our general well-being, our health. And precisely, let me just start with one very common ailment, a sickness, a disease, I don't know. Cancer. Yes, when you hear cancer, many people don't believe, and we're pretty religious in this country. Everything is, God forbid, it's not going to happen. But it's always good to watch your health. It's always good to take preventive measures, and if you get to discover that you happen to have cancer, what's the first thing you do? How do you get to manage it? How do family and friends around you help you cope with it? Anyhow, we'll be talking cancer and general health on the program today. Now, we will start with a cancer survivor who has agreed to come on set and tell her story. Telling a story is for you to learn a thing or two, to let you know that one is not a death sentence outrightly, but you just need to make sure you do your part to see that you stay alive. I actually want you alive. Cecil Egbele is my name, and I want you alive, and you're watching the Medley Show. It's time to meet my guest, and my guest is a pretty lady on white, and her name is Favor. It's okay. Favor, thank you very much for coming around.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Favor is a cancer survivor, like I've just said. She's a breast cancer survivor, and she is here with her husband, Dennis. It's okay. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Is her husband is also into ICT?
Yeah,
yes.
Software developer.
Software developer.
Yes.
Okay. I guess we need to bring you on sometime to talk about I think software development, because I know many Nigerians, many young people they get to create things. They're always in the computer. And if I need an option B job, I need something, side hustle they call it, right? Yes, I could find somewhere in the ICT sector to see how I can get to learn anything.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, to talk about that another time. Favor.
Yeah.
Really nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Favor is also an author. You wrote that book, Kids Still Can Cook. Your kids can cook too. Okay, yes. Yeah. I mean, I always see that book. Whenever I see that book, I say, oh, Favor, I hope you're getting better.
And the funny thing too is I wrote a book on food and fitness. So cancer came to me as a shock. Because I'm into healthy eating, yes. I'm into fitness and all that.
Okay, good. I was just going to ask, maybe you were not eating right, but then I thought she wrote a book about the cookbook.
Yes.
Then I said no, that can't be. Oh, maybe she's not doing enough exercise. But she has a good physique, like the much I know.
Yes.
So tell us, when did you get to first discover you had this? Because I know that they'll tell us those checklists.
Yes, I do self-examination. I think that time I was even breastfeeding. I've heard some doctors say that when your pregnancy and breastfeeding prevents breast cancer. So I always argue with them that I don't understand. If it does, then why did it happen to me? Because the kind of cancer that came to me was not hormonal and all those things. So I have 4 children. I breastfed exclusively, breastfed till like 18 months for the 3 of them. Then this 4th one, I'm breastfeeding and I felt a lump. I said, no, this one is not coagulation. Because sometimes when you are breastfeeding, you feel like some milk has joined together somewhere, but it felt odd and there was pain. But when I called the doctor, he was like, no, it's not possible. You can't be breastfeeding and have lump. I said, no, this one is lump. I know a lump. I know my breast. This is lump. He said, no. He now said, okay, go and check. I went to the hospital. The doctor did this thing checked. I was like, it's true, this is a lump.
Wow. Wait. How do you know a lump? Like, it's going to be different from the one already in it?
Yes, it's like a seed, like
Small.
an orange seed.
Like
You
an
feel
orange
it,
seed, very
yes, small as that. But when it's in your breast, it doesn't look that small. Doesn't feel, but it feels.
So when you're checking it, you feel it that small, or you just feel what?
Yes, you feel it. You can see it. Mine was even standing out. I could see it. If I lie face back on my back, it will just be popping out. I don't like.
And you told your husband about it?
Yes, I showed him. I was like, this looks like a lump. And then there was a vein crossing it. So I was like, he's not looking innocent. Like,
wow.
This is a lump. So when the doctor checked, she confirmed that it's I think that 2 cm or so. That is a small lump. That I should go and scan it and just be sure. So we did ultrasound. And they said yes. I wasn't even praying. I was like, I was still finding it hard to understand that maybe it's benign lump, or maybe it's just sometimes you can have lumpy breast. I know of a cousin who has lumpy breast, that there's always lump in her breast. I just felt maybe it's one of those things.
That's supposed to be normal?
Yeah, there are some people with lumpy breast.
Wait, Dennis, when she first felt it and told you that and said that, I think there is something like a lump, or what was your reaction during that whole period?
You know, that initial concept, not our portion.
Yes.
We still need to do this test. Yeah. You know, because we are aware of constant self-examination. Not just for the women now, even the men, since you go for scanning. So, but it's for her. Are you ready for the test? And she says, why not? So I was there to give her all the support. But in my heart, the journey, we know what it is, because I lost my elder sister to it. But both of us, we were taking her to one hospital to the other. Before it was discovered, I think it was bone marrow cancer. It was too late.
Wow.
The second chemo shot was when she gave up the ghost. I think then.
What stage did they call that?
Stage 4.
Yeah. Stage 4 is the final stage.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. When you discovered yours, it was
still very early.
Okay, that's the early stage.
Stage 1?
It was still very early. You can call it stage 1 or stage 2, I guess.
Yeah, stage 1 is a very early stage.
It was very early. At that point, if maybe I'd met an oncologist, it would have been easier. I think that's the problem most of us have. When you are dealing with cancer, you are talking to a general practitioner instead of talking to an oncologist. And that one is supposed to refer you. Yes. Once the doctor knows there's cancer, he refers you to an oncologist, but most people will not refer you. Some want to treat themselves. At the end of the day, you are mismanaged.
Did you think about herbs? You know, I know that some people say, if there is this particular herbs, if you use these herbs, it's going to shrink it. It's going to make it disappear.
If we talk about that, I don't think this show will maybe this will be part 1, then we'll do part 2.
Give us a summary of the summary.
Like, when it was diagnosed, because I wasn't diagnosed immediately, I found that lump because I was in Calabar. So I went to Abuja. I had to do a biopsy for that first one to discover that it was cancer. When it was discovered that it was cancer, as I told people around me that they say I have breast cancer. It's not your passion. Don't do chemo. If you do chemo, you will die. Don't go to this hospital. If you go to that hospital, people don't come out alive. So I was thinking, because my sister-in-law actually died at her second shot of chemo. So there was that belief that if maybe I really go and do chemo, I will die. So that kind of delayed me, because people were now bringing all sorts. You bring this stem cell, you bring this. There's nothing. You just ask me, what did you not take?
Religious wise, drink water, stand in the middle of the road, swallow.
Yes.
Different things. Throw yourself on the altar, fast and pray.
Yes. Some pastors will say you need to come and sleep at the altar. You don't have faith. That's why this thing is not working. People were hitting me left, right, and center. But it's until it's like at the end, my surgeon told me that if you listen to these people, they end up pushing you to the late stage, that when you now decide that you want to do chemo and you die at the shot of chemo, they will now say, we not tell you, Shebi, you have died now. Say, but now that you're still strong and it's still there, do your treatment and get it over and done with. But the cost did not allow me to start treatment on time, and I had to physically, mentally, with everything I have, block and shut out everybody, every noise, everything. Even my husband, I wasn't talking to him.
Then I traveled.
Just because I said, let me go and let me do this chemo. If he's going to kill me, let it just kill me. Let me just die, because I was tired of the whole thing. Because at the end of the day, when I was taking all these things, herbs, stem cell, this one, that one, the cancer was there, silently regrowing back, and the breast was now bleeding.
Okay, when we get back, you tell us. We'll go on a feature break now. When we get back, you tell us the journey when you started, because we have some of your clips. I know of I saw the one where you had to cut off your hair. I want to understand. Do you ever really have to cut off your hair? I mean, okay, you actually make the hair fall off,
yes,
right?
Yes, your hair fall off.
Your hair falls off.
Yeah.
Okay, then I want to believe your family was they had a part in it, because somehow not everybody for house now sick the sick, right? Like we say. Yeah. All right, so let's take this break where we'll take a look at some statistics of some cancer statistics globally and in Nigeria, and then we'll be right back.
Like all things which have many varieties and types, so also does cancer, which has many types and are named after places they affect. Popular cancers include breast cancer. This cancer affects both men and women, but is more prominent in women than men. Lung cancer, prostate cancer, which strictly affects men. Colon and rectal cancer, or cancer of the large intestine and anus. Skin cancer, bladder cancer, kidney cancer, cancer of the uterus, leukemia or cancer of the blood, pancreatic cancer, thyroid cancer, liver cancer, and much more. According to Project Pink Blue, breast cancer dominated the number of cancer cases in Nigeria in 2020. It recorded a total of 27,540 cases, followed by cervical cancer with 14,280 cases. Liver cancer came third with 12,240 cases, while prostate cancer and colorectal cancer completed the top 5 cancer cases with 12,240 and 4,182 cases respectively. The site also listed the top causes of cancer deaths in Nigeria as breast cancer with 14,400 cases, liver cancer with 11,520 cases, prostate cancer with 9,360 cases, cervical cancer with 8,640 cases, and colorectal cancer with 2,880 cases. Medicaid Cancer Center approximate 40,000 children develop cancer yearly. Cancer is caused by the interaction between a person's genetic factors and 3 categories of external agents, including physical substances or agents such as ultraviolet and ionizing radiation, chemical substances such as asbestos, components of tobacco smoke, alcohol, aflatoxin, a food contaminant, and arsenic, a drinking water contaminant, and biological agents such as infections from certain viruses, bacteria, or parasites. Cancer risk can be reduced by avoidance of tobacco use, eating a healthy diet including fruits and vegetables, doing physical activity on a regular basis, avoiding or reducing consumption of alcohol, getting vaccinated against HPV and hepatitis B if you belong to a group for which vaccination is recommended, reducing exposure to outdoor air pollution and indoor air pollution, amongst others. WHO says that between 30 and 50% of cancers can currently be prevented by avoiding risk factors and implementing existing evidence-based prevention strategies. It also says cancer can also be reduced by early detection, appropriate treatment, and care for patients who develop cancer. Many cancers have a high chance of cure if diagnosed early and treated appropriately, according to the World Health Organization.
for joining my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and I'd love to see your comments. Watch out for the continuation of my interview in my next video. Bye.